If you haven't seen The Exorcist, there's little to be added in the conversation that hasn't already been said. There's a little girl, a priest, and an evil spirit that may or may not be the devil himself. And yes, that does sound a little bit like the beginning of a bad joke, doesn't it? Considering that the horror movie genre doesn't always get a right lot of respect and is often looked down upon by critics, The Exorcist is the exception. It's the one that's considered to be a classic movie, almost legendary in its status. It's certainly picked up its fair share of awards and accolades over the years since its release, and it always seems to be referred to as the most terrifying horror movie ever made. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but back during the time of its 1973 release, it probably didn't help that you had priests stood outside the cinemas, chucking holy water everywhere, and telling you not to watch this film, because the devil was in it. Never mind a man of the cloth. Thanks to them, you were probably touching cloth by the time you were sat in your seat. The number of stories during the making of the film only adds to its spooky aura, with accidents occurring during filming and sets catching on fire for seemingly no reason. Ooh. Of course, audiences these days aren't as easy to shock anymore, and the sight of a little girl swearing like a trooper with the voice of an old woman and blowing out chunks of pea green soup for vomit can actually end up coming across as funny for all the wrong reasons sometimes. I can recall that when this movie was re-released during 1999, that the reaction was mostly, is this it? Is this what the fuss is about? And if we're being honest, that was sort of the same reaction to A Clockwork Orange when that was re-released as well, following the passing away of director Stanley Kubrick. Again, that's not a knock on the film itself, it's just that we, as a society, aren't as easy to shock these days. And I do feel that sometimes The Exorcist was only being made with the sole intention to shock its audience, and nothing else really. And do I really need to mention what she does with a crucifix? No.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
My mother cooks socks in Hull? Oh, Lucifer, you are a riot. And of course, these special effects were all done without the use of any CGI. See that mist coming out of the characters' mouths? That isn't computer generated, folks. It really was that fucking cold in that room. As memorable and as iconic as the scenes in Megan's bedroom are, it is the opening scenes that set the tone and make you realise that shit is going down. Also, the stairs at the end of the film, where Father Karras meets his demise to save Megan from the devil, are also very creepy and atmospheric as well. And those stairs weren't built for the film. They were already there, and they're still there to this day. Ooh. 2 sequels followed, Exorcist II The Heretic in 1977 and Legion, The Exorcist III in 1990. But these are both better off being avoided altogether. Oh, and I heard that there's been a couple of prequels made as well, but I'm not touching those with a fucking barge pole. Bugger that, matey. The Exorcist gets a thumbs up for what it is, but avoid the sequels and prequels altogether.
So with The Exorcist, the problem really is that the film, it doesn't have drag. There's times where you just want to think, come on, just get to the bit where there's the head rotating and the puking and stuff like that. So at times it can get rather boring. Having said that, the movie does have balls. I mean, there's no way you'd be able to make a film like that now, you know.
Let Jesus Christ fuck you!
Although, to be honest, my favourite bit was when Father Karras loses his shit at the end and starts punching the fuck out of Regan. It's like, yeah, take that, you little swat. But, yeah, The Exorcist. Not a bad film, but as for the sequels and prequels, give them a miss, matey.
Next one's Dead Snow 2, so come back with a bit of this.